Hi, everyone. We have author Kay Elle here, and she's going to tell us a little bit about herself.
So there's not much to tell about myself. I'm very kind of low key. I like to let my book speak for me. But yeah, I'm just your, average writer, I guess, that's, living real life and writing when, I have the time.
Okay. And what inspired you to start writing?
You know what? It's funny. I was thinking about that earlier. And I remember I must have been like in probably the second grade. I used to keep a diary, and my mom found it. And after she read it, I was on punishment for like the whole summer. Like, I don't know what I wrote in that book, but I was banned from keeping a diary.
Oh my
So I think
God.
as long as I can remember, I've been writing.
Okay. How many books have you wrote?
I have 5 and a book of poetry.
5 and a book of poetry. Okay. Now, I know you sent us a couple of your books, and when I tell you the ladies loved your books, yeah,
Really?
out of 5 stars, we always do 1 through 5.
Okay.
And none of your books got below 4 stars.
Are you
Yes,
serious?
they absolutely
Oh,
loved it. And I think the
awesome.
favorite one was, let me find it, Amnesty.
Okay.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Have you ever experienced writer's block?
You know what? I have not experienced writer's block because I think when I actually get to the point that I'm, starting a project, I kind of already know the beginning, the middle, and the end. Even if
Okay.
that changes, along the way, I know where I'm going with it. So I think of at least 2 or 3 of those books that I've written, I wrote the end first. So
Okay.
I that's something that I haven't experienced, but I have been in situations where I just feel like, okay, I'm just tired. Like, I don't want to do this today, and I may take a couple of weeks off. And one time I think I took maybe a year off of writing. So it just kind of depends on, what my motivation is at the time. If I have a burning story to tell, or if it's like, okay, it'd be fun, for me to sit down and write a project. So it depends on why I'm writing, but no writer's block.
And are you self-published?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And tell us about your new book.
Well, Red Bottoms for Brains, and I have it here, is it was inspired by kind of the R. Kelly situation. And I hate to say that because I don't want it, to seem like I'm clout chasing or anything. But I was literally watching those series, and then I would go to like Facebook or Instagram, and I would see people saying things like, why did they stay? Or they could have left, or, things along that line. And I feel like I kind of understand the mind of someone who's been abused. Not that I've ever, been abused to that extent. We've all had, boyfriends that, have done us wrong, but, nothing like that. But I felt like I could explain why. And also, even, we watched the stories and we wanted to know what happened in that house, not because, it's entertaining, but, we want all the parts, so I wanted to kind of build on that as well, kind of explain or give my perspective on what could have gone on inside those walls. So that's where Red Bottoms for Brains came from. That was the motivation. And it's just my version of, kind of that.
Okay. It sounds very interesting.
Thank you.
How long did it take you to finish this book?
This one actually took a long time because the main character is a psychiatrist. So I had to do some research to make sure I was getting the kind of the career aspect, or, getting the facts right about how to treat, someone that, is having mental issues. So this one took a few months. And then with, COVID and everything changing, I think I kind of got lazy. So this one was the longest, but, this is also the last one. So I really wanted to get it right.
And hold the book up for us again.
Okay.
Show us the cover. Okay, and what made you choose that cover?
Well, it's interesting that you asked that, because if you look at the cover, if you study the cover, you kind of don't know what's going on. Is it something sexual? After you read the book, you'll probably have a totally different idea about what's going on in that scene.
Okay.
There are some initials on this guy's jacket that's the same initials as the main character in the book. So there's a lot of room for interpretation, but like I said, after you read it, I think you'll look at it and be like, oh, okay. But it's from your own, I guess, perspective, what you took away from the book and what that cover means.
Now, is this a standalone, or is there going to be a sequel, or you don't want to tell?
So I wrote it as a standalone.
Okay.
But one of my readers was like, you have to tell us like how the main character became the main character.
Okay.
So I was like, no, I'm done writing. This is my last book. But when she said that, the whole story came into my brain. So I actually did write the first page of it.
Okay.
And I stopped there. So I don't know. It just depends on the feedback that I get. If more, people tell me, tell us more, tell us this, then I may, write a sequel.
Okay. Now, you say your last book as in no more writing?
Yes, no more writing.
Really?
Yeah.
Or a big break?
I'm saying right now, probably no more. Probably. Unless I get something in my head that I just cannot get out.
Okay. Now tell us where we can purchase this book.
This, along with the others, is on Amazon for purchase. Okay. They're all in ebook and paperback format.
What's your Instagram name?
Author Kay Elle 216.
And you have Facebook?
Yes, Facebook, I believe it's the same thing, Author Kay Elle 216.
Now, is there anything else that you would like to tell us about this book?
Well, I've been getting really, really, really great reviews on the book. Again, because I think it's my last one. I think it's the best written, I guess, from I'll say a polished perspective. I was actually going to sit down and go through all of the rest of them and make sure they, hold the same quality standards that this one does, or that I think this one does.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do right now is just focus on marketing what I have and also create a platform to help other writers. That's kind of where I want my focus to be. So all of my books have a lesson learned, I guess, type of ending. So with Red Bottoms for Brains, I think this is the most powerful one because it deals with abuse and domestic violence and, the mental aspect of all of it, mental health, and also the mental health of men, which we don't talk about often.
Right.
We think that, if they have sexual abuse, in their childhood, that it doesn't affect them like it does women. So I kind of explored that in this book. So I think it is a great entertaining read, but it could also, make you think a little deeper into, some of the things that go around us, that's going on around us in the world.
Well, like I said, you sent us some very good books. I hate to see you stop writing, but you're going to take it to another level, and I can only respect that. But hopefully, you'll give us another one.
Yeah, we'll see.
Now, out of all 5 of your books, do you have a favorite character?
I would say the last character in Red Bottoms. And I feel, it's crazy. I actually feel guilty for saying that. Like, I feel like I'm cheating on the other characters. But, one of the books that I wrote, and I'm not going to say which one, is kind of a true story based on my life.
Okay.
So I don't know why that, wouldn't be my favorite, because it's based on me. But right. I would have to say it's the main character from Red Bottoms for Brains, the female main character, just because I think she's the most put together in out of all of the leading female characters in my books.
Okay. Now, do you read as well, or you just write?
I do not read, and I also feel bad for saying that because I get, a lot of authors saying support, 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 but I do try to support in other ways. But I don't like to read because I like to keep my storylines, the way that I write something, my thoughts authentic. I don't want to ever be in a situation where I recall something or, I'm influenced by something that I read. I just want to be me. So, and any author knows that writing is definitely a task. It takes a lot of time. So where I would even find the time, to read it. And you know what, this is kind of weird too. So when I try to sit down and read someone else's work, like I can't make sense of it. Like I'm dyslexic or something. Like it makes no sense to me, like literally. So it's like, I'm not supposed to be reading this because I don't know what this person is talking about. So I don't know if I'm just a writer at heart and not a reader.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
We wish you the best of luck. Like I said, we would love to see more books from you.
Okay. Yeah, I'll send you Red Bottoms for Brains, definitely.
Well, we're going to support you. We're going to put
that.
Yes, I'm definitely going to read it. I'm going to review it. I'll let you know how I like it. I'm going to read that one myself.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.